Welcome to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Mendte. On this week's show, good news about businesses starting up in New Jersey. We'll talk to an executive at the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. We'll separate the facts and fiction about vaping and e-cigarettes based on research from Rutgers University. An exclusive interview with Jeff Van Drew, the congressman who brought Donald Trump to a rally in New Jersey. And the New Jersey state dog is a seeing eye dog, but there's a more important reason behind that. We'll tell you. And now our interview with Kathleen Coviello, Vice President of Life Sciences and Technology with the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. Thank you so much for being here. This is great news. What does the authority do, first of all?
So our goal is to support business growth in the state of New Jersey, which ultimately will result in job growth and have a positive impact on the economy in the state.
Now, you have this new angel incentive program. Exactly what is that?
Right. So the governor signed into law an enhancement on an existing program. So the Angel Investor Tax Credit program started back in 2013. It's a pool of $25 million to encourage private investors to support New Jersey businesses. And what's really important on this tool and instrument to support entrepreneurism in the state is that often you have experienced folks out of industry who are adding more than just their dollars to support these companies. So somebody out of the pharma industry, for example, they might be investing in a new drug discovery company in the state. So you get not only dollars to help grow your business from these folks, but then you get their know-how and their experience. And so the governor signed last summer an enhancement to our existing angel tax credit to bring it up to 20%. So for somebody who is going to write a check into a startup, which is generally a very high-risk business, you've got to wait until that company is sold or has a IPO to get your money back out, but hopefully you have a big win. And so to help de-risk that investment for so many folks that have all that experience and know-how in the state and want to find a way to engage in the innovation economy, this is the tool to help them do that.
You said it's been around. This is just the new phase of it, or to continue it. Has it been successful?
It has. It has. So we have put to work about $600 million. Or $600 million of investment, I should say, has happened under the program. And so about 90 companies we've seen take advantage of it since 2013, but we want more. And so what we've heard from these folks who are investors is 10% was nice, but it really didn't help shape their decisioning on whether or not to make an investment. Maybe they would do a little bit bigger investment than they would have originally thought about. But at 20%, it starts to really decision in their thinking on who they'll invest in. And we've actually even heard from quite a few of our neighboring states that they will bring companies across the river from Pennsylvania or New York.
That's unheard of. I've never heard of that before.
Well, you know, the investors want to get their capital back quicker. You know, the average life of investment in these companies is over 7 years. So when you're an investor, to be able to get 20 and now even up to 25% if you invest in a company that has a minority or woman owner or is in one of the state's opportunity zones, 25% return on your investment in 6 months is unheard of in this high-risk industry.
I heard the governor speak, I guess it was a couple of years ago, when he was talking specifically about how to spur the economy. And he said that there wasn't enough VC money. Mm-hmm. This is part of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's all about getting that risk capital into young companies, right? Banks don't want to take that risk. And that risk capital comes in several different forms. And although the program is called the Angel Investor Tax Credit Program, we're seeing corporate investors take advantage of it. So even large companies in the state are looking for opportunities to figure out the next kind of creative innovation technology that's happening. So they will invest in young companies and can take advantage of this. We're seeing a lot of family trusts participate in this. Believe it or not. So there's a lot of different forms that risk capital comes. Individual investors, these family trusts all fall under this angel tax credit program, but we are working hard to try and advance an initiative called the Edison Innovation Fund. And that would go to the venture capital question that you just
Let me go
raised.
back to the speech. One of the pushbacks from critics when he talked about the VC, the venture capitalist money, not coming into the state and how he could incentivize that money to come into the state is that they said, why would people invest in New Jersey? Because the business climate was so bad in New Jersey. They're talking about regulations and taxes for the most part. But for the investor, that's not an issue.
Right.
So
Right.
so although the investor will go to a company, but it's keeping the companies here, I would imagine,
Right.
would be the bigger problem after that. Is there, I know you're involved with the Angel Fund, but is there a program to keep those companies here once they start to grow and prosper?
Yes, absolutely. So as I was saying to you before, really we have a life cycle of support for these companies. And the thought process is get them here when they're young, anchor them here in the state, get their employees involved with the companies early. So for the most part, when you have a young startup, the employee base shares in the ownership of those companies, either through warrants or options or whatever have you. The great thing that we have to offer in New Jersey is that it's a great place to raise a family, right? And what we hear time and time again from the investors and from the entrepreneurs is, where can I send my children to school? What is the recreation? So many times I say, well, what does your spouse want? Where do they want to work? Because it's a family decision
Right.
for many of these companies. And again, when we look at how New Jersey lines up against some of these other tech hubs, we're at the top of the pack. We're at the top of the pack for
living
education,
and lifestyle.
for living and lifestyle. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't ask the most important question, and that is how can people get involved with this?
Yeah,
Who do they contact?
Absolutely. So njeda.com/TLS, Tech and Life Science, is our high growth tech webpage. Our Angel Investor Tax Credit is just one of many tools that we are hoping will support the growth of the innovation economy.
Oh, no,
in the
you were
state.
telling me about it before we started. The free rent still in my head.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's a good
Ignite.
incentive.
Yeah, we want to get people out of their houses. And, in entrepreneur worlds, it's important to be with like-minded folks and that collision of ideas. And so,
The incubator.
The
idea.
incubator, exactly.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in.
pleasure.
Great to talk to you. Kathleen Coviello, Executive Vice President at New Jersey Economic Development Authority. When we come back, the truth about vaping based on research from Rutgers University. When Jersey Matters continues right after this.